Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Speak. We are running out of assignments. We're specifically on assignment number 20 now, and there's only 22, so there's only 3 left. So we're running out of time for Melinda to get the help that she needs. It's getting worse and worse in her head as we're seeing. It's starting, she even said in the other one that she would rather be in a coma or have amnesia or live in a fantasy or in a TV program anywhere but in her own mind because it's driving her insane. And she's saying so. Well, she's thinking it. So I'm worried about Melinda, and hopefully in these next 3 assignments, she gets the help she needs. She speaks to somebody. She started to talk to her father a little bit yesterday, and the father started to talk to her a little bit, and the mom talked to her a little bit. Is that enough? No, they need to sit with her. They need to find out what is wrong with her. Maybe they will. Let's see. Assignment number 20 has 5 parts. Make sure you're getting all parts done. The first part is fault. The second is yearbooks. The third part is hair woman no more. The fourth part is little writing on the wall. And the fifth part is prom preparation. So let's go, everybody. Fault. Our gym teacher, Miss Connors, is teaching us to play tennis. Tennis is the only sport that comes close to not being a total waste of time. Basketball would be great if all you had to do was shoot foul shots, but most of the time you're on the court with 9 other people bumping and shoving and running way too much. Tennis is more civilized. Only 2 people have to play unless you play doubles, which I would never do. So think about this. Why does she like tennis, ladies and gentlemen? Because she can play alone. She says, I would never play doubles. Why not? Because then she'd have a teammate, and she doesn't want to talk to that person. But she can play a solo sport. What other sport would she like? A solo sport. I'm thinking golf. That is if you call it a sport, of course. Some people call it more of a hobby. I don't know. That's for you to decide. But just listen to that. Unless you play doubles, which I would never do. The rules are simple. You get to catch your breath every few minutes, and you can work on your tan. I actually learned to play a couple of summers ago when my parents had a trial membership at a fitness club. Mom signed me up for lessons, and I played with Dad a few times before they figured the monthly dues were too expensive. Since I'm not a total spaz with the racket, Miss Connors pairs me off with jock goddess Nicole to demonstrate the game to the rest of the class. I serve first, a nice shot with a little speed on it. Nicole hits it right back to me with a great backhand. We volley a bit back and forth. Then Miss Connors blows her whistle to stop and explain the retarded scoring system in tennis where the numbers don't make sense and love doesn't count for anything. Nicole serves next. She aces it. A perfect serve at about 90 miles an hour that kisses the court just inside the line before I can move. Miss Connors tells Nicole she's awesome, and Nicole smiles. I do not smile. I'm ready for her second serve, and I hit it right back down her throat. Miss Connors says something nice to me, and Nicole adjusts the strings on her racket. My serve. I bounce the ball a few times. Nicole bounces on the balls of her feet. She isn't fooling around anymore. Her pride is at stake, her womanhood. She is not about to be beat by some weirdo hush-quiet delinquent who used to be her friend. Miss Connors tells me to hit the ball. I slam into the ball, sending it right to Nicole's mouth, grinning behind her custom purple mouth guard. She twists out of the way. Miss Connors, fault, giggles from the class. A foot fault. Wrong foot forward, toe over the line. I get a second chance, another civilized aspect of tennis. Bounce the yellow ball, 1, 2, 3. Up in the air like releasing a bird or an apple, then arcing my arm, rotate shoulder, bring down the power and the anger, and don't forget to aim. My racket takes, did you hear that? Bring down the power and the anger. So she's using her anger of her situation in the sport. My racket takes on a life of its own, a bolt of energy. It crashes down on the ball, bulleting it over the net. The ball explodes on the court, leaving a crater before Nicole can blink. It blows past her and hits the fence so hard it rattles. No one laughs. No fault. I score a point. Nicole wins eventually, but not by much. Everybody else whines about their blisters. I have calluses on my hands from yard work. I'm tough enough to play and strong enough to win. Maybe I can get Dad to practice with me a few times. It would be the only glory of a really sucky year if I could beat someone at something. Yearbooks. The yearbooks have arrived. Everyone seems to understand this ritual but me. You hunt down every person who looks vaguely familiar and then get them to write in your yearbook that the 2 of you are best friends and you'll never forget each other, and remember class, fill in the blank, and have a great summer. Stay sweet. Now, of course, we understand why this is going to be a hard day for Melinda, the yearbook day, because that's the day that you're supposed to go around and have your friends sign your yearbook, right? How many friends does Melinda have right now? I watched some kids ask the cafeteria ladies to sign their books. What do they write? Hope your chicken patties never bleed, or maybe may your jello always wiggle. The cheerleaders have obtained some sort of special exemption to roam the hall and a pack with pens in hand to seek out autographs of staff and students. I catch a whiff of competitive juices when they float past me. They are counting signatures. The appearance of the yearbook clears up another high school mystery. Why all the popular girls put up with the disgusting habits of Todd Ryder. He is a pig. Greasy, sleazy, foul-mouthed, and unwashed. He'll make a great addition to a state college fraternity. But the popular kids kissed up to him all year. Why? Todd Ryder is the yearbook photographer. Flip through the pages and see who is in his favor. Be nice to Todd, and he'll take pictures of you that should have a modeling agency calling your house any day now. Snub Todd, and you'll look like a trailer park refugee having a bad hair day. If I ran a high school, I would include stuff like this in the first day indoctrination. I hadn't understood the power of Todd. He snapped one picture of me walking away from the camera, wearing my dumpy winter coat, my shoulders up around my ears. I will not be buying a yearbook. Hair woman no more. Hair woman got a buzz cut. Her hair is half an inch long, a new crop of head fur, short and spiky. It's black, no fake orange at all. And she got new glasses, purple rimmed bifocals that hang from a beaded chain. I don't know what caused this. Has she fallen in love? Did she get a divorce? Move out of her parents' basement? You never think about teachers having parents, but they must. Some kids say she did it to confuse us while we're working on our final essay. I'm not sure. We have a choice. We can write about symbolism in the comics or how story changed my life. I think something else is going on. I'm thinking she found a good shrink. Or maybe she published that novel she's been writing since the earth cooled. I wonder if she'll be teaching summer school. Little writing on the wall. Ivy is sitting at my art table with 4 uncapped colored markers sticking out of her bun. I stand up. She turns her head and bingo, I've got a rainbow on my shirt. She apologizes 100 million times. If I were anyone else, I would figure they did it on purpose. If it were anyone else, I would figure they did it on purpose. But Ivy may have been sort of friendly the last few weeks. I don't think she was trying to be mean. Mr. Freeman lets me go to the bathroom where I try to scrub the stains. I must look like a dog chasing its tail, twisting and twirling, trying to see the stains on my back in the mirror. The door swings open. It's Ivy. I raise my hand as she opens her mouth. Don't say it anymore. I know you're sorry. It was an accident. She points to the pen still stuck in her bun. I put the caps on. Mr. Freeman made me. Then he sent me in here to see how you're doing. He's worried about me? He wants to make sure you don't pull a disappearing act. You have been known to wander off. Not in the middle of class. There's a first time for everything. Go in the stall and hand over your shirt. You can't wash it while you're wearing it. I think Principal should have his office in the restroom. Maybe then he'd hire somebody to keep it clean or an armed guard to stop people from plugging up the toilet, smoking, or writing on the walls. Who's Alexandra, I ask. I don't know any Alexandras. Ivy's voice says above the rush of water in the sink. There might be an Alexandra in 10th grade. Why? According to this, she has pissed off a whole bunch of people. One person wrote in huge letters that she's a whore, and all these others added on little details. She slept with this guy, she slept with that guy, she slept with those guys all at the same time. For a 10th grader, she sure gets around. Ivy doesn't answer. I peer through the crack. Ivy doesn't answer. I peer through the crack between the door and the wall. She opens the soap container and dips my shirt in it. Then she scrubs the stains. I shiver. I'm standing in a bra, not a terribly clean bra, and it is freezing in here. Ivy holds the shirt up to the light, frowns, and scrubs some more. I want to take a deep breath, but it smells too bad. Remember what you said about Andy Evans being big trouble? Yeah. Why did you say that? She rinses the soap from the shirt. He has such a reputation. He's only after one thing, and if you believe the rumors, he'll get it no matter what. Listen to that. He's only after one thing. We can extrapolate that she's talking about sex. And if you believe the rumors, he'll get it no matter what. Well, what are the rumors? That he takes sex from people. If you say no, he'll still get it. He'll rape you if he has to. So why are there rumors about that? Has it happened to other people? Is nobody saying anything about it? Are there other girls out there suffering like Melinda? I would say probably yes, because if he's done it once, why wouldn't he have done it again or do it more? He thinks he can get away with it. Plus, he's evil. Evil people think that they're okay, that they can continue doing what they do, that it doesn't matter what they do to other people. They only care about themselves. She wrings the water out of the shirt. The sound of dripping water echoes off the tiles. Rachel is going out with him, I say. I know. Just add that to the list of stupid things she's done this year. What does she say about him? We don't really talk, I say. She's a bitch. That's what you mean. She thinks she's too good for the rest of us. Ivy punches the silver button on the hand dryer and holds up the shirt. I reread the graffiti. I love Derek. Mr. Neck bites. I hate this place. Syracuse rocks. Syracuse sucks. Lists of hotties, lists of jerks, lists of ski resorts in Colorado everyone dreams about. Phone numbers that have been scratched out with keys. Entire conversations scroll down the bathroom stall. It's like a community chat room, a metal newspaper. I ask Ivy to hand over one of her pens. She does. I think you're going to have to bleach this thing, she says, and hands over the shirt as well. I pull it over my head. It's still damp. What did you want the marker for? I hold the cap in my teeth. I start another subject thread on the wall. Guys to stay away from. The first entry is the beast himself, Andy Evans. I swing open the door with a flourish. Ta-da! I point to my handiwork. Ivy grins. Prom preparation. The climax of mating season is nearly upon us, the senior prom. They should cancel school this week. The only things we're learning are who is going with whom, must ask Hairwoman, who bought a dress in Manhattan, which limo company won't tell if you drink, the most expensive tux place, and on and on and on. The gossipy energy alone could power the building's electricity for the rest of the marking period. The teachers are pissed. Kids aren't handing in homework because they have appointments at the tanning salon. Andy Beast asked Rachel to go with him. I can't believe her mother is letting her go, but maybe she agreed because they're going to double with Rachel's brother and his date. I don't know. Would you let your 13-year-old daughter go to the prom with a 17 or 18-year-old boy? It's an interesting question. I know the answer for me. I don't think a freshman girl belongs with a senior boy. The difference is just too stark. Plus, what kind of a loser would a boy be to go out with a girl who's a freshman, or vice versa? A senior girl going out with a freshman boy? You can't find people your own. It's just very strange. It's interesting, too, about Andy. Why does he have to date a freshman? Right? Is it because all the other girls up there know about him? They dislike him. They're scared of him. They hate him. It's just interesting. Let's continue. Rachel is one of the rare ninth graders invited to the senior prom. Her social stock is soared. She must not have gotten my note, or maybe she decided to ignore it. Maybe she showed it to Andy and they had a good laugh. Maybe she won't get in the trouble I did. Maybe he'll listen to her. Maybe I had better stop thinking about it before I go nuts. Heather has come belly crawling for help. My mother can't believe it. A living, breathing friend on the front porch for her maladjusted daughter. I pry Heather out of Mom's claws and we retreat to my room. My stuffed rabbits crawl out of their burrows, noses a wiggling, pink bunny, purple bunny, a gingham bunny from my grandma. They're as excited as my mother. Company. I can see the room through Heather's green-tinted contacts. She doesn't say anything, but I know she thinks it looks stupid. A baby room, all those toy rabbits. There must be 100 of them. Wait a minute, time out. Heather's at her house? Why? Interesting. Find out why. What did she hear? Belly crawling for help, it said. Mom knocks on the door. She has cookies for us. I want to ask if she's feeling sick. What does she mean by, are you feeling sick, Mom? Because she brought her cookies because it looks like she cares. And she's like, Mom, what's wrong? Are you ill? Because she never cares about her. I hand the bag to Heather. She takes one cookie and nibbles at its edges. I snarf 5 just to spite her. I lie on my bed, trapping the bunnies next to the wall. Heather delicately pushes a pile of dirty clothes off my chair and perches her skinny butt on it. I wait. She launches into a sob story about how much she hates being a Martha drone. Indentured servitude would be better. They're just taking advantage of her, bossing her around. Her grades are all the way down to B's because of the time she has to spend waiting on her senior Marthas. Her father's thinking about taking a job in Dallas, and she wouldn't mind moving again. Nope, not one bit, because she's heard kids in the South aren't as stuck up as they are here. I eat more cookies. I'm fighting. It's interesting for her to say kids who aren't stuck up. Listen to this girl. She wouldn't even hang out with Melinda because she said Melinda was depressed or because people didn't like her. Interesting. I eat more cookies. I'm fighting the shock of having a guest in my room. I almost kick her out because it's going to hurt too much when my room is empty again. Heather says I was smart. So smart, Mel, to blow off this stupid group. This whole year has been horrible. I hated every single day, but I didn't have the guts to get out like you did. Yeah, she didn't get out. She was thrown out, rudely thrown out by her and her friends. She completely ignores the fact that I was never in and that she dumped me, banished me from even the shadows of Martha Glory. I feel like any minute a guy in a lavender suit will burst into the room with a microphone and bellow, another alternate reality brought to you by adolescence. I still can't figure out why she's here. She licks a crumb off her cookie and gets to the point. She and the other junior Marthas are required to decorate the Route 11 Holiday Inn ballroom for the prom. Megan, Emily, and Saban can't assist, of course. They have to get their nails painted and their teeth whitened. The privileged, the few, the junior Marthas have been laid waste by mononucleosis, leaving Heather all by herself. She is desperate. Me. You have to decorate the whole thing by Saturday night? Actually, Heather, we can't start until 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon because of some stupid meeting of Chrysler salesmen. But I know we can do it. I'm asking other kids too. Do you know anyone who could help? Frankly, no, I don't. But I chew and try to look thoughtful. Heather takes this to mean that, yes, I'd be happy to help her. She bounces out of the chair. Heather, I knew you would help. You're great. Tell you what, I owe you. I owe you a big one. How about next week I come over and help you redecorate? Me. Heather, didn't you tell me once you hated your room? Well, I'm sorry, Heather, didn't you tell me once how much you hated your room? Well, now I see why. It would be so depressing just to wake up here every morning. We'll clear out all this junk. She kicks a chenille bunny who was sleeping in my robe on the floor and get rid of those curtains. Maybe you could go shopping with me. Can you get your mom's American Express? She yanks my curtains to one side. Let's not forget to wash those windows. Seafoam green and sage. That's what you should look for. Classic and feminine. Me. No. Heather, you want something richer like eggplant or cobalt? Me. No, I haven't decided on colors yet. That's not what I mean. I mean, no, I won't help you. She collapses into the chair again. You have to help me. Me. No, I don't. Heather, but why? I bite my lip. Does she want to know the truth? That she's self-centered and cold? That I hope all the seniors yell at her? That I hate seafoam green? And besides, it's none of her business if my windows are dirty? I feel tiny button noses against my back. Bunnies say to be kind. Lie. Me. I have plans. The tree guy is coming to work on the oak out front. I have to dig in my garden. And besides, I know what I want to do in here, and it doesn't include eggplant. Most of it is half true, half planned. Heather scowls. I open the dirty window to let in fresh air. It brushes my hair back off my face. I tell her Heather she has to leave. I need to clean. She crams her cookie in her mouth and does not say goodbye to my mother. What a snot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was huge right there, that she just stepped up and not only did she speak, but she stood up for herself and she booted that girl the heck out of her house. She said, I will not help you. I will not beg for your friendship. You were mean to me. I'm not going to be with you now. I'm not going to let you come back and get me, to help you, because she knows this girl's just here using her. She doesn't want to be her friend. She'll drop her in a second if the Marthas tell her to, but that she stands up for help. She speaks for herself. Maybe that indicates she'll do it some more and get some help. I hope so. Everybody have a lovely day. Thank you.